Homo Decentralizatus Ready to claim change. When it comes to Web 3.0 infrastructure and digital identities, a decentralized, open-source approach is essential to secure the Internet as a democratic global infrastructure. Different types of decentralization should be distinguished because they have different characteristics, policy implications, and conditions for success. Decentralization is the transfer of authority and responsibility for public functions from the central government to subordinate or quasi-independent government organizations and/or the private sector is a complex multifaceted concept. The need for consensus among the network users and independence for conducting transactions without centralized intervention is a striking highlight of blockchain. A new transaction on a specific blockchain network, such as the Bitcoin blockchain, does not go directly on the blockchain. Before adding a transaction to a block, it must go through the verification process. Is there any authority for the verification process? On the contrary, a decentralized network of computers takes responsibility for verifying transactions. The decentralized blockchain could ensure that the decision-making and control do not rest in the control of an individual or group. Blockchain networks distribute the control and decision-making powers evenly among the network participants to avoid bias. Blockchain is an open playground with multiple possibilities. As evident from the basics of decentralization, no one has complete control over the ownership of data. Are humans ready for such a responsibility? Decentralized data storage has started to challenge standard cloud storage and may eventually lead to a big change in how businesses distribute and keep their data. Data is encrypted and stored across several locations or nodes that are managed by people or organizations who charge a fee to share their spare disk space. The private encryption key is only accessible by the data's owner. Storage providers cannot access the data. Decentralized storage networks serve as a middleman between parties with spare capacity that they are prepared to lease and parties that require storage. Decentralized storage networks frequently build on the blockchain or comparable technologies and offer advantages like data immutability, improved privacy, and higher levels of security all around. Because there is no single point of failure in the storage, decentralized networks are robust. We all know how dependent we are on global logistical systems to acquire our daily needs. Centralization is a natural instinct for those in control. Until the advent of the Internet and the blockchain, centralization often meant convenience and simplicity. Time and distance are no longer problematic in the Internet age. But centralization has consequences. Digitization does not solve every problem. Indeed, it will also create its own challenges to security and trust within society. Our online interactions happen through independent platforms that apply their own specific architectures to solve these prerequisites. Very few people want to rely on a single platform, and we end up sharing our data with countless online entities. Having done this, we have little control over our own data once uploaded. No platform can claim to be 100% secure against the leaking of users' private data, be it by accident, security gaps, or malicious attacks. Social media, messaging, streaming, searching and data sharing on the blockchain can be fairer, more transparent and accessible, and less centralized. It's up to us, the cryptographers, privacy lovers, traders, developers, activists and converts to carry the torch of decentralization and democracy. Are you ready to claim your self-responsibility to join Homo Decentralizatus? By my